So for us to understand, whenever we're talking about repurposing content, this content intends to reach a particular audience. You're coming up with content so that you can reach a particular audience. So these audiences have a unique characteristic. You see, when we're talking about communication, it happens in 4 dimensions. We have the intrapersonal communication, communication within yourself, interpersonal communication, whereby we have 2 parties communicating, then you have group communication, and lastly we have mass media communication, and that's where our interest is. So who are these mass audiences? Usually, if we look upon communication as a commodity, then a media audience would be no better than a potential market for products and services. So basically, that's the general definition of who a media audience is. So in media, we have different ways of categorizing mass media audiences. So one of them is looking at them in terms of heterogeneity and anonymity. What do I mean by that? Heterogeneity is from people from different walks of life. So if it's a newspaper, if it's a TV show, if it's a radio show, we have so many people who are listening or even watching that particular program from different regions in a country or even globally. So people from different walks of life. Anonymity is about people who don't know each other. These people are anonymous to each other. All of them consuming the same media content, yet they don't know each other. We also have another categorization whereby we look at media audiences as either primary audiences or secondary audiences. So in this case, the primary audience is the person who was initially intended by the media message. And then the secondary target audience is whoever received that message, in as much as they were not part of the team that was initially intended, but they make use of that message. For example, if it's in a family setup, the lady of the house is watching a soap opera, the man is there watching and then even gets a tip or 2. Probably they were not the main primary target audience, but they have benefited as the secondary target audience. So we have another categorization of audiences whereby we look at them as in terms of demographics. These are the physical characteristics that we can look at, for example, age, sex, social status, by sex I mean gender. And then we also have psychographics, whereby we look at the state of mind. For example, someone who has just gotten a new job, they want to start investing, they'll be listening or watching particular kind of shows that will enable them to think about how they're going to invest. So those are some of the ways we can categorize our mass media audiences. So it becomes important for us to understand that, because when now we'll be looking at how to repurpose content, how to recraft it to suit all these audiences, then it will be important for us to understand who are we targeting with this content, so that we get to know how to look at it.